12, got that about
Yay.
2000. But
Yes.
anyway, you just have to work your way up.
Yeah.
So it's good to be here. I think I'm the next person. Thank you.
Hey, Gander, this is Warren Chief. I guess you remember us from all of me from all of the rivalry
Baseball
softball
game.
games between engineering and
Finance.
RM.
I thought he said robbery.
But anyway, I started with the Corps in '79. I was recruited by the EO officer here. At the time, it was Chuck Freeman to come to Savannah. And so I ended up coming to Savannah and started working in engineering at that time. One of the things I remember mostly about my move here was 2 days after I got here, there was a hurricane in Savannah.
Oh, wow.
I moved here in August of '79. I remember it was end of August, or whenever it was, but 2 days after I started working, it was Hurricane David, I believe, that came through Savannah. And not knowing the protocol, I went to work. Or I went to the office. And I got at the office and they said, oh, no, we're not working today because the hurricane is coming. I said, okay, fine. What do I do? She said, we just go home. So I went home. I started home and I didn't get very far because the streets were all flooded because of all the rain, and my car had one of those cars had a low distributor, and it got wet. Once it got wet, that was the story. It didn't go any farther, but I was fortunate enough to be able to catch a bus, the last bus going south, and I was able to get home that way. But I was in engineering just engineering design branch pretty much my whole time with the Corps, except for times in 2001 where I took my family to Germany, and we were there for about almost 5.5 years. And we came back, we left in 2001 and came back in '06. And then I started doing deployments. The first deployment was to Afghanistan, and I was there for about a year. Came back, stayed at the Corps about 9 months, and I said, okay, I got to go again. So I went to Iraq this time, and I stayed there for a year, came back, and I got ants in my pants again, and I ended up going back to Afghanistan. So over a period of about 8 years, I did multiple deployments, probably about 5 deployments in the span of 8 years. I finally came back from my last deployment in 2013, and then after that I started thinking about, I was already past the age where I could have retired, but I didn't know whether I was ready yet, so I started looking more into that, and in 2014, March of 2014, I finally retired from the Corps. And about a month later, well, I'll let my wife talk about that. Anyway, I just wanted to share with you and everybody else, it's been a wonderful journey. I got to meet a lot of people. I made a lot of friends. Some are still here with us, some are not, but all in all, it was a great memory, and fun times and bad times, which is all comes with the territory. But I enjoyed it all. That's my story.
You're sticking to it, huh? Hello, this is Shirley, the other half of Warren. I think all of y'all were at our wedding. I know you were.
No.
You were. You don't remember?
We got married in
Yeah,
85.
half of the Corps was there.
Okay.
Yeah, half of the Corps was there. Okay. Well, this is Shirley Cheek. I started in 1976 as a student when I graduated from high school. I was attending Savannah State at the time, so you can say that when I started as a student, I have been all around, from engineering to office of counsel to real estate. I'm trying to think, engineering, office of counsel, and real estate. The mail room, y'all remember being in the mail room?
I remember
Pushing my book in the house.
Not where I want to be, but where I want to go.
That's right.
That's Shirley talking that. I ain't gonna be here long. I know that's right.
Stopping by. That's right.
So I've been really all over, but I would just say my career started basically in executive office when I was working, because I went from the mail room all the way to the executive office.
Yes.
That was with Kitty Burns
Yes.
and
right.
Catherine Shippey, all of them, and Nell Graham. So, and I stayed in the executive office for about 5 years, I think. And then I remember it was Colonel Hines, and there was a position that was in personnel. And y'all didn't know, but he was telling me, you better apply for that position. You better apply for that position. And so I said, okay, I'm going to apply. And then I got the job in the personnel office. And that was probably like in 89, I think, when I went into the HR field. So that's where my career basically began, from being a student, and ended. I retired in 2014. And as Warren said, we went to Europe. So we went to Europe from 2001 to 2006, and I did HR over there also. Set up an office over there, adopted a lot of things that we were doing in HR at the Savannah district. I implemented a lot of things in the Europe district, because they didn't really have an HR person. So they kind of got a 2-for-1 deal when they hired him, and then they was glad to get me. And so we have 2 kids, 4 grandchildren. They were raised pretty much in Europe, so they got a great experience. We did a lot of traveling over there. So now I'm just enjoying retirement, and for fun, I just go to Macy's, and I vendor in the fragrance department during seasonal times, and that's just to keep me out among people, but I enjoy it. So that's pretty much our story, the Cheeks story.